Okay, dear class, we will be continuing our topic indigo planters about the indigo. We are on page number 31 of your book. First of all, we will try to see why the indigo plantation was so important for entire world. Why the Britain was so much concerned about the indigo plantation. What was the specialty of this particular plant? Where was it used? So let us see, let us recall. This indigo plant was basically grown in the tropical area. Okay, the in a very uh, heated type zone where the equator line was passing through somewhere. Yeah, climate was hot, hot climate. Fine. So this can't be easily grown in the western countries, which were having a British type climate, which were having a comparatively cold climate. So it was more favorable for the Indian uh, agriculture. Indian soil was more better to grow indigo. By the 13th century, countries like Italy, France, Britain started using indigo in their cloth manufacturing, okay, in their textile industry. In Europe, England started growing a variety of plant that was named as wood, WAD. This plant was like a replacement for the indigo plant. This plant also used to give a blue color dye, same as indigo. Fine. Then, into a smaller scale, Italy, southern France, Germany, and Britain, they also started growing their plants. Either a variety of this particular plant wood or something that was similar to indigo. Okay, because of that, since they started growing their own method to generate the blue color, the businessmen of British businessmen of England, of Europe, they advised to put a ban on Indian indigo because they were using the color of this particular plant, which was available in the Europe itself. But what happened was, when the color of both the plants were being compared, the Indian indigo had a better quality. So again, the ban was being removed. Okay, French, Brazil, England, Spain, they started to grow their own different type of varieties of plants. North America as well, something again similar to indigo, but what not exactly like the Indian indigo plant. The quality was not so much better as Indian indigo was having, but still the countries started growing their own methods to impart blue color to the clothes. Okay, now my dear students, we will continue the topic ahead. Fine. Now we will be discussing the topic that is mentioned on page number 31 and 32, 33 as well. Basically 32. Now Britain turned to India again. Britain was now more dependent, heavily dependent, in fact I should say, on Indian market to purchase indigo. The indigo plantation in Bengal grew rapidly as all the bans were removed. Okay, no bans were being no longer there. In 1788, 30% of Britain's total indigo, which they imported, okay, which they imported was from India. Okay, was from India. Till 1890, means in near about next uh, 22 years, the trade reached to 95%. Means 95% of indigo that was being bought to England was from Indian market. Fine. Numerous Scotsmen and Englishmen came from their countries, they left their countries and they came to India to grow indigo. As they uh, knew about indigo, they came to know that it's a very good business running out in India, so they left their country and they came to India to grow the indigo. Now the indigo cultivation had two types of system. One was niche and one was Rioti. In niche system, they grew indigo in a very large land, very large areas. Indigo was grown, but these large areas were not so easy to occupy because already the population was so dense. The people who were living there earlier, you can't get those land vacate. Okay, so this led to the conflict between the local peasants and the planters, as there was no big land available at a single place. Labors were needed, heavy labors were needed, and those labors were already engaged in the rice cultivation. Same way was the situation for the rice cultivation, was that the huge land areas were already engaged in the rice cultivation. So niche system was not so popular and prevalent. Secondly, in niche system, 1 biga of indigo cultivation required 2 ploughs, and if you are cultivating a large area, let's say 1000 biga, then you need 2000 ploughs. It was again a very difficult task to handle, and in this way only less than 25% of the entire indigo land were under the niche system. So that's it for the day. I am winding up this lesson here only. We will continue in our next video. Thank you.